Hello, what's up guys? Welcome back to another lesson. My name is Liam, but you can call me Mr. L, and today we will be looking at the GASS Quarter 4 Module 1 called Hermeneutical Phenomenology. For term number 1, we have transcendence. Transcendence is a state of surpassing or going beyond usual limits. It is basically what gamers call the zone. For number 2, we have symbolic interpretation. This is the association of a concept or idea through symbolism. An example of this is the swastika, that can be both associated with Hinduism or the Germans. For term number 3, we have methodically. This is the way of doing something systematically and orderly in a step-by-step fashion. For number 4, we have epistemology. This is the study of the nature, origin and limits of human knowledge. And for 5th, we have phenomenology. That's such a mouthful, phenomenology. Try saying that 5 times fast. Anyway, phenomenology is the study of phenomena as they manifest in our experience, of the way we perceive and understand phenomena, and of the meaning phenomena have in our subjective experience. In number 6, we have transformative. To be transformative is to cause lasting change in someone or something. Basically like your ex when she left you in it. Supposing that your local government unit declares suspension of classes due to a heat wave. As a student, you may have to stay indoors as a precautionary measure. However, your parents and older siblings may still have to come face to face with the overwhelming heat in order to go to work. Your experience of the heat wave's effects differ from that of your other family members since you are students. In this case, the suspension of classes was only relevant to you but not to the other members of your family. In this module, we will study hermeneutical phenomenology and how this theory examines the concept of reality from the individual's point of view. These perspectives look into how the individual interprets his or her reality and experience, allowing us to gain an understanding of how other people come up with the ideas and interpretations of social life.
In this approach, it is necessary to understand the concept of data. It is anything given and it includes one's experiences. The interpretation of data hermeneutics. Phenomenology invites us to be open to the variety of experiences. For example, one refuses to go out of one's comfort zone by not tasting exotic food or riding extreme carnival rides. Hermeneutic phenomenology, the study of experience together with its meaning. It is impossible to investigate experience without at the same time inquiring into its meaning. It is likewise impossible to analyze meaning without being grounded on experience.
Hermeneutics. Good day everyone, my name is Antoinette Puyawan and I'm going to discuss to you hermeneutics. Hermeneutics originated from biblical studies and is defined as the understanding and analysis of biblical interpretation. As you can see at the text, ang hermeneutics daw ay nag-originated sa biblical studies and this is defined as the understanding and analysis of biblical of the interpretation. Using hermeneutics, scholars understand the scriptures by analyzing the historical and social context when and where passages were capitalized and situated. It also involves careful analysis of the text and its structure. Hermeneutics is a field of study that focuses on the interpretation and understanding of a text. Particularly in the context of literature, philosophy, and religious texts, it involves analyzing and interpreting the meaning, intention, and the significance of writing or spoken words. For example, Bible. In the Bible, the Holy Scriptures of God consisting of the Old Testament and the New Testament is an important religious text studied in hermeneutics. It contains the words of God and stories of faith that requires deep understanding and interpretation. Eventually, hermeneutics evolved and become a tool applicable in social analysis. Hermeneutics involves understanding and analyzing the principles and methods of interpretation. Particularly in the context of textual analysis, it can be useful tools in various fields, including literary criticism, philosophy, theology, and social science. Overall, hermeneutics plays a crucial role in the interpretation and understanding of texts, enabling us to delve deeper into the richness of human expression.
Phenomenology is a philosophical movement which studies experience and how we perceive reality, which, according to its proponents, consists of objects and events, phenomena, as perceived by human consciousness. In the phenomenological sense, human experience includes not only passive perception of phenomena, but also other processes such as imagination, thoughts, and feelings. Similar to interpretivism and social constructivism, phenomenology focuses on how people attribute meaning to make sense of the social interactions. In phenomenology, the researcher-respondent relationship is participative, cooperative, and dialogical. Among the useful data-gathering techniques are key informant interviews, focus group discussion, and participant observation. The strong emphasis on personal viewpoints and values contributes significantly to the depth of social research.
So, good morning, children. So, I'm going to discuss to you about hermeneutical phenomenology. I'm here to define what is hermeneutical phenomenology. So first, I'm going to see and to know para alam nyo kung ano ang hermeneutical phenomenology. So, first, yung background muna yung sasabihin ko. I mean, yung i-discuss ko sa inyo. What is hermeneutical? It is actually a theory and methodology of interpretation, especially the interpretation of biblical texts, wisdom literature, and philosophical texts. So take note na ang pinaka-keywords dito is interpretation. Another, mga biblical texts, wisdom, literature, and philosophical texts. Yun talaga ang mga main purpose ng hermeneuticals during the ancient. Another, hermeneutics is more than interpretative principle or methods used when immediate comprehension fails and includes the art of understanding and communication. So, andun na yung interpretative. Yun. Sabi nga nila, if anybody else fails, andun si interpretation para sumalo. The primary use, need or hermeneutics is determine and understand the meaning of the biblical text. Sinabi ko na nung una pa lang na it is interpretation of biblical text. Yun, biblical text. And the purpose is to bridge the gap between our minds and the minds of the biblical writers through and throughout knowledge of the original language, ancient history, and the comparison of scripture with other scripture. So, nandun si interpretation, to at least one can relate the other through one interpretation. So, dumako naman tayo dito sa phenomenology from Greek phenomenon, that is which appears on logos study. It is the philosophical study of the structures of experience and consciousness. Take note that highlight words is experience and consciousness. Okay? The study of structure and consciousness, the science of phenomena as distinct from that of the nature of being. An approach that concentrates on the study, subject of consciousness and the direct experiences. Okay, so if you want to know the live experience of the person na kunyari, nakaranas halimbawa, natin sa, panahon noon, ng mga pandemic era natin, nakaranas ng COVID-19 virus. If you really wanted to get really these experiences and eventually interpretative phenomenology might be the best of methodology in research to use. Okay, ito yung magandang gamitin. Methodology in research, yung mga nakaranas ng mga ganon, like, pwede din yung bully. Literally, phenomenology is the study of phenomena, appearance of things or things as they appear in our experiences, or the ways we experience things, thus the meaning things have in our experience. So yun na, kung halimbawa, you want to actually arrive the best conclusion of person na nakaranas ng virus, yung malalang sakit ng virus tapos naka-survive siya. So siguro to yung method to use in research is phenomenology appears. Yun yung maganda. Ayan. Yun lang naman. So recommend siya to use yung research is phenomenology approach. Yan. So, dumako naman tayo sa ibang bagay. At syempre, may two approach of phenomenology rin tayo. So, ano nga ba yung dalawang ito? So, mayroon tayong descriptive phenomenology and mayroon din tayong interpretative phenomenology. So, unahin natin yung descriptive phenomenology. When you see descriptive phenomenology, it is used in social science, describe the mga karanasan ng mga victims, ganon. You are going to describe based on their totoong karanasan. So, yun ang descriptive na phenomenology. So, mas madali siya. So, dito naman tayo sa interpretative phenomenology. So, dito kung saan yung you are going to describe dito naman, kung doon you are going to describe, dito naman is aside from it, you have going to interpret. Kailangan mo ito ang psychological approach. So, medyo mabusisi yung phenomenology. Hindi ka lang basta magsusulat. Dapat careful ka rin sa mga source of interpretation or the experiences of your subject. Okay? So, therefore, ayun yung dalawa, yung pinagkaiba ng dalawa. Pero, pagsasamahin din naman yan sa dalawa to. So, dumako na tayo sa pinaka main topic natin for today. Which is hermeneutical phenomenology. So, ayun, simulan na natin. What is hermeneutical phenomenology? Kanina, sa our previous discussion, napag-alaman ninyo ang hermeneutics and phenomenology. Sabi ko nga, this is theory interpretation, yung hermeneutics, while yung phenomenology, it is the mythology, its personal experience, or experience of consciousness. So, therefore, pinagsama na natin yung dalawa. Ito na. Ano ang mangyayari? Hermeneutical phenomenology is a philosophy of and method for interpreting human experience of understand the question of what it is to be human. But of course, this philosophy was developed by Martin Heidegger, 1889-1976, as the philosophy developed by Edmund Husserl. There is an inquiry in how the human mind can grasp the true nature of things as experience and the world. The phenomenology perspective tells us to remove our preconceived ideas in order to arrive at pure description of our experiences. So, kasi, ito, halimbawa, ang study mo is nakasurvive sa COVID-19, yung mga nagkasakit talaga, at nakasurvive, madali lang naman natin interpret, pero hindi natin alam ang different interpretation of it. Kaya when you use hermeneutical phenomenology in your research, hindi ka lang basta-basta nagdi-describe or nag-i-interpret based on your own personal perspective. No! You're going to go deeper para mas lalo kang ma-describe o maka-describe o maka-interpret ang experience mga taong yun, purely. So, ayun lang. Dun lang yung sample ko. Hope na may natutunan kayo. Thank you!
Aurelius Augustine of Thagast lived 354 AD to 430 AD. Aurelius Augustine formed the theoretical basis for conceptions of the limits of language to express the inner world, forgetfulness of language, and the relationship between language and tradition.
Language of the heart can never be fully expressed through language. Something more still to be said in order to comprehend the matter fully.
Friedrich Daniel Ars Schleiermacher of Germany lived 1768 to 1834. Friedrich Daniel Ernst Schleiermacher has been credited as one of the first to write systematically about hermeneutics as a generic form, and as the father of contemporary hermeneutics. He advanced the understanding interpretation that included the goal of determining the meaning of a text through intention and perspective of the author, methods of grammatical and technical interpretation, a distinction between a laxer and stricter practices of interpretation, and the belief in misunderstanding as the natural state from which interpretation proceeds, clear identification of the relationship between the part and the whole. Wilhelm Dilthey of Germany lived 1833 to 1911. His conception of the human sciences as epistemologically and methodically distinct from the natural sciences, and his lived experiences as the basis for all understanding, set the groundwork for the emergence of phenomenology. Edmund Husserl of Austria lived 1859 to 1938. Edmund Husserl has been credited as the principal founder of phenomenology. He developed transcendental phenomenology, an approach to understanding human experiences that focused on the essential structures that allow the naively taken for granted in the natural attitude to constitute themselves in consciousness. Jean-Paul Sartre of France lived 1905 to 1980. He continued Heidegger's project of existential phenomenology, emphasizing our self-consciousness and drive for meaning.